What is going on YouTube? Today is what? August 27th, 2024. And I tell you, I am ready for an upgrade. But before I begin my whole spiel, if you're new to the channel, please just hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. That's all I ask of you to do. It just helps out with the channel and the YouTube algorithm just to get my name out there. With that being said, just wanted to talk about some topics. Starting out with, COVID and the monkeypox. So, at all of my jobs, pretty much a lot of people are starting to have COVID again. And at my full-time job, I'm having a lot of COVID patients. So patients are having respiratory distress. There's inhalers here, inhalers there. Everyone's getting Ventolin. People are just, the ER is packed. There's literally no room upstairs people could go, transfer into a room. There's none of that up there. There's people who have been in the ER for 3 or 4, I don't want to lie to you guys, 3 or 4 days. And it's insane that, everyone, let me tell you something. If people actually genuinely got vaccinated and weren't so brainwashed by other people by saying vaccines cause autism and all that craziness, we wouldn't have, all these issues. Just like with smallpox, you don't hear about smallpox no more because everyone got vaccinated. But I mean, people will believe other people because they're using fear. But vaccines literally are the best way to, counter diseases that have taken lives since 2019, and nobody thought it was, a serious thing. And I mean, I was a student during COVID, so it was hard for me to understand what was going on and how to counter it because nobody knew what it was. People are saying it's airborne, people are saying it's droplet, but really how I see it, it's how I see it. I don't care what whoever makes the rules how these diseases work. COVID's mainly a droplet. So when somebody coughs and it lands somewhere and you touch it and you're oblivious to, that you're touching something and you touch your mouth, there you go. You're going to get sick like that. Or if you scratch your nose, there you go. You just got sick. But a lot of people don't understand that. I had this dude one time when I was in Dunkin' Donuts, when I was working at Walmart as a student, in respiratory school. I just was, getting a coffee or whatever, but I had to go to clinicals that day. I had my scrubs on after my shift, and the dude behind me was in line. He goes, excuse me. He goes, COVID's not real. And I had a moment where everything just stopped. Like people were walking, everyone just stopped. All the bugs and everything. There was a fly in the air. Everything just stopped. And I'm like, well, what is this dude trying to, tell me? So I indulge in what he's trying to say. He goes, COVID's not real. You can't see it. And I'm looking at this dude, and I'm thinking about all the people that have died during clinicals. And I'm like, this guy is just completely, this guy here is the reason why there's so many sick people. He's one of those unvaccinated people who get COVID, don't even show any symptoms or anything, and spreads it to someone who has a weak immune system. I can't think of the word. A weak immune system. And spreads it that way and kills somebody's grandma, somebody's mom, just something foolish like that. And I remember just as responding to him, I was like, man, I've seen so much death. I don't think it's invisible. And then after I said that, he was talking, but I ignored him because I wasn't going to try to indulge in the rest of the conversation. It was just ignorant to begin with. And I just remember, going to clinicals that day, and there were 10 ventilators. It was crazy. I had to go with my teacher to the clinicals that day just to make up hours or something. And, it was terrible. And I was there for free. I wasn't getting paid like the respiratory therapists were. They were getting paid $80, $90 an hour. I'm over here just free. And me, I had to get the experience. So they were like, okay, students aren't allowed to go into the COVID rooms, but if they have their vaccines, they could do it. And I didn't have the vaccine at the time because I was dating a girl who was paranoid. Not necessarily, like, I don't want to talk down on anybody, but she wasn't necessarily educated how vaccines work. She was mainly brainwashed. She was, and I don't even know why I dated her, but she was the type of girl to where she would say she can get pregnant from her leg, meaning like she can get the stem cells from her leg and create a baby. I'm just like, I'm not trying to hear that. But, I eventually got it, and, I'm fine. I never had COVID or anything. And that's what happens when you're knowledgeable, when you put on your gown, you put on your mask, you put on your glasses, and you do what you need to do as respiratory therapists. It's not hard. If someone can't breathe, you need to breathe for them. Put them on high flow. You need to put a tube down their throat. Put them on BiPAP. You need to, clean their airway. Get some suction. Oh, you can't suction. You can't. They don't have a good cough. You got to go up their nose and go down that way. It's just there's so many ways a respiratory therapist is just unique to have at the bedside, even in the ICUs. But doctors are telling me COVID's trying to make a comeback, along with monkeypox. I haven't heard really too much of monkeypox, but I think the last time I seen monkeypox here in South Carolina, there were only like 32 cases at one hospital. But I mean, that's just documented. Who knows where else it could be at, undocumented, and spread that way because people aren't getting vaccinated. Now, I'm not necessarily sure if monkeypox has a vaccine, but I know COVID's got a vaccine. I've gotten that, but still, got my gloves, got my mask and everything. I don't touch things without necessarily, without my precautions. But I mean, if COVID does come back, I'm telling you guys, I'm going to be working. Pay me that $80 to $90 an hour. Go ahead. I'll work 7 days in a row, full time. I'll do it. I swear I will. I know some hospitals, not necessarily mine, are still doing like a little incentives if you have certain COVID patients or monkeypox or whatever the case may be. But the ones that I'm working at in South Carolina, they're not necessarily giving incentives right now, but I mean, it is what it is. You still get paid a pretty good salary compared to, other jobs like a gas station or Walmart or something. So I'm still blessed either way. With that being said, the next topic I wanted to talk about was my adult critical care specialty test coming up. On a scale from 1 to 10, about an 8 or 9. I think I'm doing pretty good in my studies. The test is coming up fast. I don't want to spoil it and tell you guys when I'm taking it, but it's approaching fast. And I think I only have like 2 more sections to really focus on, and I think that was the high flow frequency oscillation, which I've never used, but I know how it works. And then I have to go back and read the airway pressure release ventilation, APRV. Basically just 2 levels of CPAP, continuous positive airway pressure. And other than that, I got everything else down. I'm talking about the pathology. I'm talking about our equipment that we use, medications, ventilation, oxygenation, circulation, perfusion, how to fix the problem, how to spot sepsis, infection, certain tests that test for Guillain-Barré. The whole list goes on. And I feel, I've been practically studying for a month, but I feel way more confident than I was the first time. And what was I gonna say? And it's just been going, man. I have faith I can get the next level. I'm pretty sure I can. I want to prove myself that I can do it. I mean, I got my RRT, so I'm sure obviously it's possible. You just got to take the time to consider, taking it. But man, if something does happen with COVID and the monkeypox, uh, I know there's gonna be a lot of people are saying, "Oh, not this again. I gotta do that." Me, put me in there. Put me in there, coach. Put me in there. Let me make that money. Let me go ahead and pay this house off faster. Let me tell you what other respiratory therapists did while they were during the COVID times back when I was a student. It's not my money. They can do whatever they want with their money, but I'm just telling you guys what they did. What they did, I'm talking about they bought new cars they didn't need, jacuzzi, bought more cars. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Bought another house, paid for their paid for their kids' college funds. I'm just like, must be nice. Must be nice. I mean, working 12-hour shifts and you getting paid $80 to $90 an hour. That's a blessing for real. For only going to school for like what, 2 to 4 years, depending on how you did it. But me, I only went to school. I went to respiratory school for only 2 years, and I mean that's all you really needed, and you can get any credential you want after that. I mean, me having a bachelor's in bachelor's of science psychology got a little bit of a raise, but not too much to what I expected for having a bachelor's. But I mean, it's still good. But man, I'll be watching the news religiously just to see if COVID or monkeypox really does pop off. But I don't think it will. I think it's mainly a seasonal thing because people aren't vaccinated. Because of other people, scaring them, saying, "Oh, your kids are gonna have autism. They're gonna be born with a ear for a nose." And I'm just like, it's foolish. That's not how vaccines even work. But it is what it is, and people neglect other people's health. It impacts everybody. As a healthcare worker, we have to get vaccines either way. It's just what comes with the job. That's how we help people. That's why we're the first line defense when it comes to diseases like that. Like when I was younger, I remember the swine flu, but I heard it was just the flu. I didn't know what a respiratory therapist was until 2017. So it is what it is, but gotta make that money. Oh boy, I tell you guys, in the next coming months, or hell, even years, you guys are going to see a major improvement in my content, my lifestyle, my personal relationships, and mainly just all the investments in myself that I created and told myself that I would do on this day. I don't forget any good things people have done for me. I don't forget any bad things people have done for me. But if you keep God first and do what you're supposed to do, everything will line up, I promise. You gotta stay committed though, you really do. I'm blessed to still have this PRN job where, I still do my respiratory stuff, but it's not as strenuous as my other job, to where, the whole ER is packed and everyone can't breathe and you need an inhaler, you need it, Everything's gonna be all right. And if you're watching this and you're either a current respiratory therapist or just a respiratory therapist student, you got this. I know you do. I have faith in you. With that being said, thank you guys for watching. Just a reminder again, please just hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. I'm not asking for much. It just helps out with the YouTube algorithm just to get my videos out there to like-minded people like me and you. With that being said, thank you for watching.